everybody. Want to wheeze them here. It's December 29th. I think it's a Tuesday. It's 1:54 in the morning. My apologies on my voice. Not feeling super fantastic. That's one of the reasons some of the Skylander stuff has been delayed. Other reason, last Friday, of course, we had Christmas, which I hope everyone had a great Christmas. This kind of ties in with that, by the way. But we had Christmas going on, Christmas Eve. There's been a nasty, lots of severe weather here in my part of the world, so had that going on. And then, of course, as of Sunday, December 27th, the walkthrough King and I, the much anticipated, long-awaited release, we have officially launched MineLogix. This is the Minecraft PC-based SMP server, and it's been a pipe dream of ours for quite some time, particularly of my nephew. And we picked it up. We actually set it up last year, and then we had to kind of get in place to record PC and sort all that stuff out and get the time to make it happen. And like I said, that's what's gone on over this Christmas break for us. So been spending a lot of time there. I think I've got 6 episodes ready to go, so there will be a new one out later today, as a matter of fact. But that said, I want to go ahead and get this cranked out, maybe for a 10 a.m. release. But I gotta tell you, I signed in here again, and Seymour, there I was, and I broke, I think, the Mirror of Mystery or something, and Seymour reappeared. I haven't gotten to release my Seymour video. It also had a glitch in it because I got Big Bubble Pop Fizz stuck. If you look over there, like the hot air balloon, or like the Greeble dispenser, I guess, if you go to that tower, and the one right in front of it and drop straight down, I got Big Bubble Pop Fizz stuck inside there behind the little, like collection piece. I think it's Spitfire if I remember right, and couldn't get him out, and then finally he just like fell through the bottom of the world. It's pretty cool actually, but you have to be careful uploading that and what you call it, because, well, I won't go into it, but there are certain people that look for those sorts of things and don't like them, even though it's cool. It's not like it's a game breaker or anything. But anyway, back to Seymour. He has reappeared. He told me nothing, but he's left another package. And that concerns me because last time I didn't know it was going to be in it. I figured it'd be a hat or something cheesy, and it was like 1,000,000 gear bits, so we can probably spin them at the new robot or something. That said, what we want to do here is actually introduce Mistletoe Dive-Clops. Now, the reason I held out on this and didn't do it in advance, we went out of town prior to Christmas. I had sent in an email, a last desperate plea. This is the one that I got on Skylander Day at GameStop. It was December 5th, if I remember right. So I went in, paid for Nightfall, got Mistletoe Dive-Clops for free. It's pretty much what everyone did. And since it wasn't sent out, or at least not to me, my question was, a lot of times when they send out like the Halloween, Christmas, spring, type of special holiday figures, they take the time, and it's not necessarily like published online or in the strategy guides or anything, but there'll be like this little PR flyer that comes with it, and it'll be like a special bio. And so I thought, well, surely Mistletoe Dive-Clops, because it's pretty cool. He looked neat. My favorite thing on it is still the green Rift engine. But I thought, surely there's something, and I sent in an email, and I never heard back. I tried again, I never heard back, and then we went out of town, and this cord's shorter than I remember. But what we're going to do here is we will actually pull Stormblade. I'm trying to just get her some cash for upgrades. That's kind of what we're doing here. But Mistletoe Dive-Clops time.
Look out below!
Alright. Da-da-dun. Okay, so as you can see, the Burn Cycle, which is our current vehicle, is stacked. It has 30,000 some odd gear bits, and we don't need Dark Hot Streak. That thing is loaded down too. I don't think we want to supercharge him either, but it'd be cool to give it. My nephew's a big fan of the, there's some vehicles we haven't even gotten to introduce yet. My nephew's a big fan of Dive Bomber, actually, so we might go ahead and do that. But before we do, let's take a look at him, and let's make sure this package is here. Yes, so I'm not making this stuff up. And we'll come over here so we don't accidentally open it. Alright, time to get back over to the squeaky 50-year-old, actually it's older than that now, chair. Let's come into base stats right here. Alright, now I already know the health is better. Max health 300, that is significant. It's plus 50. I also wondered if there'd be like a special holiday hat or something we'd get. There's apparently not, so we can't like share the love. But his speed would clock in at 35. That is identical to Dive-Clops. His armor is going to clock in at 30, which is the same thing. Critical hit, we often see an increase there, and we have standard Dive-Clops is 4. Mistletoe gets bumped up to 6. Elemental power, of course, we're going to set at 25. So we'll save that handy dandy spreadsheet. And let's actually, I don't know if Nigel. Sometimes some of you write custom bios in like the comments section, but the truth is I don't really feel that well. And we'll take it from here. That said, Mistletoe Dive-Clops, look out below. And again, I don't know, they didn't send out Frightful Fiesta, or at least not to me, and so I don't know if they've like quit doing the special bios, because they don't always do it, but sometimes they do. And I always like to have like the official kind of like insider type info, because everyone else that gets those things throughout the year is like, oh, I got Halloween eyebrow or whatever, and then I'm that one person that's like, oh cool, custom bio, and I care about that stuff, and that's the people that watch my channel care about the stuff that no one else cares about or bothers to mention either. And so I try to deliver that consistently because it's what interests me. That's again obviously why you would be here. And if there is anything I don't know about it, and I've not been responded to. So that said, believe it or not, Dive-Clops isn't at home. Where could he be? The twin brother of Eyebrow, when he was young, his bat wings were blasted off by pirates. Well, I could wing this if we had to. If you want to hear the real story, just go to Dive-Clops. So, believe it or not, Mistletoe Dive-Clops is actually the twin brother of Halloween Eyebrow. When he was young, his antlers were blasted off by evil elves while flying over the swirling sea of snow, causing him, this is such a run-on, causing him to plunge into the abyss below filled with nothing but coal. After rolling on the bottom for several days, he was discovered by an underwater civilization of miniature reindeer. They were instantly fascinated by the awesome-looking festive eyeball and took him back to their Mistletoe Castle, where they built him a magnificent dive suit that would allow him to explore the depths of the sea. But everything changed when Mistletoe Dive-Clops decided to venture to the mysterious holiday whirlpool of destiny deep within the snow ocean. As he got closer, he suddenly felt pulled by its immense power and re-emerged to discover that thousands of years had passed, and he found himself in a sleigh. Now with his destiny before him as a member of the Skylanders, Mistletoe Dive-Clops lets the minions of Chaos know that there are many dangers of the deep, including getting coal in your stocking. So, totally winged that. It's 2:02 in the morning and I'm about to lose my voice, but hey, at least I tried, right? I think I winged one in his unboxing as well. So that said, he kind of grows on you. It's one of those things. If you're not a fan of Dive-Clops initially, it's a situation where you need to upgrade him, see what you think at that point in time. You'll probably be won over. That said, my guess is that many of you out there probably got Skylanders SuperChargers for Christmas or a late birthday. Yes, some people have birthdays before and after Christmas, believe it or not. And if that's the case, if you got Skylanders SuperChargers for Christmas, you probably got Mistletoe Dive-Clops with it. In fact, you might have gotten Mistletoe and not regular Dive-Clops. So in this case, you need to come in, assess him, and decide if you're interested in the other path, or if he's your favorite character and you'd like to get, say, a second Dive-Clops before a Tidal Wave Gilgrunt. Because a lot of Gilgrunt, a lot of parents are not going to come in and justify Deep Dive Gilgrunt when they bought Tidal Wave and other versions of Gilgrunt throughout the years. It's kind of like, well, you have that. And you're like, no, it's different and reimagined. They're not going to care. Okay, so people my age that, you have your own income and throw down your own cash on these, totally new and reimagined in terms of the upgrades, that truly means something, and it's a way to justify it. But for many of you, when you try to run that by your parents, it's like, no, you don't understand. This isn't the same old Gilgrunt. They're just going to think you're blowing smoke or not care. The bottom line is it's getting harder and harder for people to justify spending $10 to $15 on another guild grunt. So you've got some leeway here with the new characters, though, and they might think they're kind of cool looking or cute or whatever it may be, and you can use that to your collective advantage. It's all about presentation. For any younger viewers out there, don't take the standard approach. Think before you market your ideas to your parents or whoever it may be that controls your purse strings. Maybe there's some snow you can shove on. Just be smart, and good things will come from that. That said, speaking of that, let's take a look at his upgrades once again. This is kind of nitpicky, but it would just be so nice if they would custom tailor, the clip art to the different guy. I'm sure in Photoshop you could just change some vectors or something. It wouldn't be too hard, but nonetheless, it's not a big deal. Water Pedo is the base upgrade or primary attack. Press X to shoot a water pedo that creates a mine that damages enemies close to it and explodes when hit with sonar. That's a lot to regurgitate. Sonar is the secondary attack. Kind of ties in with Dive Bomber, but press B to create a sonar ping that damages enemies around you and causes water pedo mines to explode. So kind of a 1-2 punch there, if you will. Next up, we have his 4 base upgrades. Put the eye in the geyser for 400. Press Y to unleash a geyser that pushes enemies back. Press Y again to end the geyser. Obviously, a lot of what I think of Dive-Clops is going to hinge on that attack, believe it or not. After that, we've got Echo Enhancers, increase the range and damage of sonar. Then we've got Power of the Pupil. When using your geyser, press X or B to perform special attacks. And lastly, you've got Ping for $9.60. Keep in mind all my prices. 20% discount via the max number of 10 Wing Sapphires. Hold B and release to shoot existing water pedos and mines upon the targeted enemy location. So, top path is the torpedo path. Its official name, I think, is Tidal Torpedoes. It's Torpuslow is up first. Press X to fire water pedos that create mines which slow the movement of enemies close to the mine. After that, you've got Mark II Water Pedo. Water pedos and water pedo mines do more damage. Mind your step. After that, Nido Water Pedo. That's a cute name. I really do like it. Mark II kind of sounds all formidable and tough, and it's Nido. And it's interesting because Nido is in fact the higher tier. So every other water pedo and a super water pedo, every other water pedo is a super water pedo that does more damage. Excellent. And coming down here, the bottom path, I believe, was Dowsing Dowser or Dozing Dowser, something along those lines. Dowser and Dowsing or Dozing. I hear that pronounced both ways, but it's not a word that I use a lot. So Sonar Smarts nonetheless is up first. Enemies hit with sonar take more damage from water pedos for a short amount of time. Then you've got countermeasures. Automatically send out a small sonar pulse when hit that will damage nearby enemies. Now, interesting thing here for me is going to be to see if that will detonate any of your mines. And then hatch off to you. Geyser does more damage and can be used longer. Tear it up. So lastly right here, Soul Gem, regardless of which path you take, you have access to this. 3,200 with the discount. Depth of Field. Hold X and release to shoot a huge cluster of water pedo mines. If you couldn't see mines, you will now. So once again, fantastic. Alright, now let's go ahead and do it. This is a special character, and quite frankly, I don't think Burn Cycle needs any more cash, so I'm going to pull Burn Cycle right here in front of Lava Lancer Raptors. We'll set it on top of the Wii balance board, but this will give you an idea. Look at the supercharged version of Mistletoe Dive-Clops. Okay, it's on the portal. Is there a problem? There we go. Does it have... Really? I'm tired, but I'm not this tired. Okay, well, I'm just gonna send Mistletoe back here towards the trap slot.
Dive Bomber.
Alright.
Supercharged.
That didn't really change much. Anyway, what is Dive Bomber? Okay, so Dive Bomber could use the... So let's go ahead and open... I don't even know that's what's in here is the thing, but Ooh, Robot Man does some stream. Oh yes, oh good lord. What did we go to? We were at 4,000 something. What? Okay. Show us the vehicle. Come on. Huh? How did we not get... We got like a... Did we just get screwed over here? I feel like we did. Okay. So... This is not good. Is that like glitching out or something? Because I guess it's not showing the gear bits. Let's just go find out. Not here. Oh, he's painfully slow. But we'll see if he makes up. Alright. I just want to see if we have money on gear bits, I should say. Okay, we do. So we went from 4,000 something. Probably, wasn't it like 4423? I'm just guessing. And now we're sitting at 26,000. So roughly 22,000-ish, 20,000 plus, we can safely assume. So that's pretty cool. But what we need to do now is actually head over here. And you know what? Since it's Christmas, or your Christmas themed Skylander unboxing, let's take a look at his supercharger damage. So primary attack, doing 12s there, and then if we detonate, nothing. But let's now see sonar. Heck if I know, I can't remember. 25 maybe? The freezing happens already. It's so hard to see with a supercharged. 12 to 18, 35 to 50. You get the idea. So that's what he looks like supercharged. And now, oh wow, that was interesting. Dismount from the children. Let's go back to the burn cycle and see what we got.
Burn cycle.
I'm very tired too, but one of the reasons I don't go to bed is once I do that, then I know I'll wake up in a few hours because I won't be able to breathe. Literally, it's like 2 hours. It's about the run time there. Literally run time. Now we're getting... What was the initial impact? I've got this logged, but I like to always redo it. Was it 22? So 26 there, that was critical. So 17 to 26 on the sonar, secondary. And then I guess 22 to 33 with 8 to 12 on mines. So let's hop up here and slowly make our way over to Buzz. Okay, right over here though, behind Spitfire, that's where I got Big Bubble Puffin stuck. It's pretty cool, like I said. Did it while using 2 controllers as well. So
show me what you've got, Skylander.
I'll show you. So only gonna use the primary. It does tend to stun it. Alright, now I'm only gonna use sonar. Probably get hit. Yeah, so it does knock back, but due to the delay, it just sort of slows you down. Now the freezing thing, I think that's something that we have learned is I'm almost maxed out. We hit level 70 when I did the lockpick puzzles. Which you can't see it, but I have it over
Stick to the
here.
training program, Skylander, and you won't go wrong.
Used to have the Tower of Time there, and somehow that disappeared in the whole pop fizz thing. So now it's like right over here by Persephone. What we will do now is use a combination of primary and secondary. And our special attacks. I thought we killed him. It's kind of hard to tell when you throw chunks of green. So that is that. That is Mistletoe Dive-Clops. I have to say, in terms of his in-game look, it's actually quite nice. Kind kind of matches the figure to a T. The red might be a shade darker or so, but it's honestly a bit more of a Christmas red in game, in my opinion. The figure was a very, very bright red. It wasn't like a dark scarlet color. It was just like a legit bright red, kind of like you'd see like some like, I don't know, entry-level lipstick or something along those lines. And here in the game, it's a bit darker, as far as I can tell anyway, but it matches the color scheme quite nicely. I have to say, he looks pretty good. The only catch is, and pay attention, he's got the green eyeball. What I'll do for you is we're going to pull Mistletoe and throw down regular Dive-Clops, so you can kind of log the difference for yourself.
Look out below!
I believe his eye is a darker green too, kind of the Christmas green on Mistletoe. But here he is in a standard form. Da-da-da. And the only thing stopping me from saying Mistletoe looks better is blue, green, and white is, in my opinion, a pretty sweet color combination. So, same damage numbers you can see here. We'll let that blue and somewhere 726. There's the new location of the Tower of Time. Stormblade, man, she can wreck that stuff really fast. Anyway, Mistletoe Dive-Clops has been introduced. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas with your family. Hopefully you're all out of school. Hopefully some of you get like a longer break from work. It worked out pretty cool with Christmas being on Friday, because then you got to like enjoy. If Christmas is on like a Tuesday, a lot of people have to go back to work the next day or Friday or something. And so with it on a Friday, it's like, well, we should just shut down on Christmas Eve too, you know. And so you get out then, and then you've got the weekend behind that. And then of course, if you're like really lenient, or you're in, you know, like most K through 12 grades, you know, in colleges, in addition to that, it's like, hey, it's the new year, we're just going to go ahead and shut down that week too. So unless you're taking winter intersession courses. Anyway, we got this taken care of. Mistletoe Dive-Clops. Obviously, now that we've got him, I can come in and we can upgrade both of these guys side by side, see what we think of the past. Obviously, before I can kind of commit to one, I want to go through the base upgrades, kind of feel out what I might expect from the past based upon those, and then we'll sort of log everything from there. But I'm going to go ahead, and I think somebody in a diesel is doing burnouts at 2 in the morning. So, anyway, somebody's rolling coal, and Mistletoe Dive-Clops should deliver coal. So it should be a good time. But like I said, my nephew, big fan of the Dive Bomber, and our Mind Logics plays Skylanders series. So it's cool to. My favorite thing about, you know, having the holidays or the legendaries or darks or nitros or whatever is in the event that you really like the character, you can come in and instead of having to get an exact replica of Dive-Clops and like leave it in the box or put blue tape on it or something so you can tell them apart, you can come in and you can be like, okay, so the torpedo guy is standard, and then I let the dowser guy go through Mistletoe. So you just kind of get to distinguish them that way. So at least that's what I do. Otherwise, I usually leave my second figure in the box, and it's not because it's like, ooh, it's worth more. It's honestly just because I can be like, okay, you know, this is the top path and the sealed one is the bottom path. So that's my logic. But I will end this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Let me know your thoughts on Mistletoe Dive-Clops. Did you just get Skylanders SuperChargers? If so, how are you liking it? Hopefully, one of the things, I haven't really done much with the racing, not gonna lie. Haven't really done jack online. I'm not big on online gaming. I prefer single-player CPU interaction. That's how I grew up, and that is what I prefer. But the plan is to do some Skylander Club-like racing tournaments and things of that nature eventually. But if those of you that got the game for Christmas, hopefully, you know, one of the complaints I'd heard from a lot of people was just like, there's no one online to race. It sucks. You can only get land races online. It sucks, you know. And so I always tell people, it's like, wait till Christmas, you know, then like the audience of the people with the game is going to increase fourfold or something crazy. So hopefully everybody is having fun online again. I might eventually head that direction, but personally, I'm kind of old school. I prefer single player CPU, which is why I've insisted for years that we need to not only have battle mode return, but upgrade it, not to online. Online would be great for the majority of people, but there's a large contingency of gamers that always seem to be ignored because they're loyal and faithful and kind of like myself, little old school. I want to be able to come in and I want to be Mistletoe Dive-Clops, and I want a computer player to control standard Dive-Clops, and I want to battle. And until that happens, the games will never get a perfect score, in my opinion. It's really not asking for much. I'll even take it as a standalone game. I've covered it many, many times. But in terms of the online stuff, for those of you that got the game, maybe you had a birthday in October or something, or you got it early and you're like, man, there's no one to race with, and you've been burned out, you've gone to Mario Kart, or you drifted off to Fallout Land or something, come in, check the servers now. There should be way more people for you, and chances are they just got the game, so your vehicles are going to be upgraded more and you can slaughter them. So, ho ho ho. That said, again, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. It's geared up for the new year. Might do some cool stuff. I might be out of town. If I'm not out of town, I will do a live stream, kind of like we did last year. I don't think there's any timed achievements this year. Last year, I remember New Year's, I did the Chaos Doom Challenge timed achievement thing on the live stream, and we had like really bad thunderstorms come in, ironically, right after an ice storm, and power went out, I think, like 2 or 3 times. But I did get it done, and we did get the achievement, but I don't think any of that time stuff exists in SuperChargers, which is interesting, because you would think, being a racing-based game, we would have a lot of time challenges and achievements tying in with that, kind of capitalizing on the race names. But I will quit rambling. I really don't feel well. I probably sound horrible. But like I said, if you are interested in the online stuff, give it a go now, because like I said, a lot of people just would have gotten the game over the last few days. So, and some people might have gotten the game and can't get online because their power's still out. So Winter Storm Goliath, But nonetheless, thanks for watching. Mistletoe Dive-Clops looks great in person, looks great in the game, and will allow us to explore both paths without resetting. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you back here for more Skylanders SuperChargers.